Welcome to Not Just Tales, the 9th edition of the Little Kathakar Utsav. I am Khusshbo, founder and director of Not Just Tales. Today, it's our second version of the 9th edition, and this will be presented by the senior most students, the teenagers and the preteens. We have some extremely talented and intelligent and hardworking, diligent teenagers who have put in their heart and soul for this performance today. We are presenting Shakespeare for the first time online. I have done multiple times offline, but this is the first time I'm myself doing it online through a very short presentation of mixture of duologues and monologues from the popular play of William Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. And do you know, today is the birthday of William Shakespeare. I actually didn't know while deciding the date, but today it worked out that it is the birthday of William Shakespeare. Then let's welcome our first performer of Tandem by two talented artists, Jashme and Gurbani. Both of them are absolutely talented, brilliant, intelligent, and hardworking. One is a Shakespeare lover and one is a brilliant writer. One is blessed with great voice and one is blessed with the power of the pen. When she writes, you can actually fall in love with her writing. And to solve the mystery, let's welcome the two performers of today, Gurbani and Jashme. Would request Jashme to go a little bit back so we can see her. Yes, that's perfect. So Jashme and Gurbani, the stage is all yours. Break a leg with your duologue performance on William Shakespeare.
Yeah, I was there in the crowd when he made the speech.
Lucky you. I was away the day visiting my uncle. I hear it was some speech. What happened?
So anyway, he strides on stage and keeps on saying that he wasn't going to praise Caesar, just to bury him. Because, Brutus had just explained to us all how Caesar had wanted to be a dictator and had to be killed for the sake of the Republic and all that. But, the more he went on, Antony, the more he went on, you sort of got the feeling that something's not right here. It sort of felt like Caesar wasn't planning to be a dictator after all. Brutus and Cassius had just done him in for nothing.
But hadn't Caesar been offered the crown 3 times and turned it down?
Oh, Brutus and his pals just reckoned it was just for show. Like, he expected the crowd to go, "No, you take the crown, Caesar, we insist." But they didn't.
Don't know about you, but I sort of got the impression Brutus wasn't all keen on doing Caesar then.
He was the last one to stick the knife in. And in his speech, Antony kept on going on about how Brutus was a noble man. And give Brutus his due, he did give a good speech about how they had to get rid of Caesar for the people and that.
But not as good a speech as Antony.
No, Antony sort of turned the tables on him.
I bet you ended up not knowing who to believe.
I think what turned the crowd around was when Antony showed us Caesar's body. It was quite a moment. Bit gruesome, but people were like moved, Also, the fact that Caesar had left each citizen with 75 drachmas in his will, people were so moved when they heard about that.
75 drachmas. Everybody? Every citizen?
Yeah, and the crowd really turned against the assassins.
Is that when you went on the rampage?
Well, no, I had to go home and feed the pigs, but the crowd did go on to drive the assassins out.
Didn't they kill Slana the poet first? He wasn't an assassin. What was that about?
Case of mistaken identity, apparently.
I suppose that happens a lot when the mobs go on rampage.
Well, he wasn't much of a poet, by all accounts.
Still,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
all ended in a bloody mess, whichever way you look at it.
And all the assassins ended up dead anyway.
For what?
Exactly. And I noticed no one has seen anything of the 75 drachmas we were promised. That seems to have gone by the wayside completely.
And now, of course, we have the triumvirate in charge.
Yeah, like that's gonna last.
Wow, that was exemplary. William Shakespeare always talked about that the world is a stage. What exactly is meant by these words, that the world is a stage? To my understanding, I always felt that he wanted to share that in real life also we need skills from the stage. Yes, we need effective communication skills from the stage. And stage helps us to perform even better in a personal life. And this is taken further by another two prodigious, brilliant, and exemplary students, Avishi and Sashrika, who are going to mesmerize you with their performance. Avishi and Sashrika, the stage is all yours. Can you please unmute yourself, Avishi? The technology has still become so powerful that we can hear you when you're on mute. Okay, break a leg, both of you.
Heard about General Othello?
The general? No, what about him?
Killed himself with a dagger.
What did he do that for?
Killed his wife?
Killed his wife?
Killed his wife and killed himself.
Wasn't he married to that?
Named Ramanzio's daughter, his Munda. They hadn't been married long. It is said that the senator was dead against the marriage right from the off.
I can see why. You mean the age difference?
That as well. Nobody thought that marriage would last. I predicted. And murder suicide.
Killed her though. Who'd have thought?
Abandoned her and then killed himself. This great general, by all accounts, a lousy husband. He thought she was playing around, accused her of being a slapper.
Senator's daughter?
That's what I heard. Killed her in a fit of jealousy. Funny thing though, now that both of them are gone, they are arrested and assigned. The guy called. Oh.
What? Honest Igo? He's supposed to be a real stand-up guy. What did they arrest him for?
Fine. Same battalion. They reckon this Igo guy sort of put him up to it.
How do you mean?
Told the general his wife had been playing around. Wound him up like made him do it. Even though we reckon she was as pure as driven snow.
Still, that's hardly an excuse though, is it? Somebody telling you your wife is playing games without any evidence?
There was something about the handkerchief. Finding a handkerchief.
What would a handkerchief have to do with anything?
No, this cousin of mine feels it proved that Igo had something in it for him. You know, the general.
Well, if somebody told me my wife was playing around, it'd take more than a handkerchief for me to kill her.
Well, they'd say that the general had, issues.
Oh, right. Issues.
You know,
Right.
Wow, that was prodigious and noteworthy. Let's move further and call upon our next performer, Pratyush, who is going to share his poetry on nature. Pratyush, the stage is all yours.
At the bottom of my garden, there's a hedgehog and a frog and a lot of creepy crawlies living underneath the lawn. There's baby daddy, long legs, and an easy-going snail, and a family of birds are all on my nature trail. There are caterpillars waiting for the time to come to fly. There are worms turning the earth over as ladybirds fly by. Birds will visit, cats will visit, but they always choose their time to visit. The squirrels come to lick my nuts, and buzzy bees come buzzing. And when the night comes, dragonflies come humming. In my garden, there is a very wise apple, and I've seen bats like trout. My garden is a very shy. There's this constant search of food, and then there's all that flowering. When you have a garden of your own, you will never be alone. And I believe we all deserve a garden of
Wow, Pratyush, I am in awe. You were absolutely brilliant. This is what happens when you are doing the same thing for past 2 years. And I'm so proud of you, Pratyush, for reaching that level of expertise where you are delivering a flawless performance. Exemplary, brilliant. Let's call our next exemplary and brilliant teenager, Siah Mittal, who is, I'm sure, going to sway you with her performance. And I would request Siah to bring the camera a little bit down. Yes, perfect. Siah, the stage is all yours.
It clattered past the paddocks with petrol fuming fast, while cows would gallop, tails aloft, to raise the old school bus. And down along these country roads, it gave a bumpy ride. A schoolma'am at the steering wheel and lively kids inside. It picked up waiting children, the heavy school bags slung, while sheepdogs from verandas importantly gave tongue. It backfired like a howitzer, and blokes cried, "Dash it blows," allowing shearers in the sheds and panicking the crows. When winter veiled the ranges and rain beat like a drum, the old buffs rolled onwards, steered by the dauntless mum. It carried on regardless of heat and dust and mud. It once outbraced a bushfire and struggled through a flood. The old buff swerved and rattled and took some careful turning, depositing its precious load at local seats of learning. The sums, the reading, and the rest, how pupils' knowledge soared. And when the day was over, they clambered back aboard. This transport, now long obsolete, has met its rusty fate. But there's a local legend for those that stay out late, that from a nearby wrecking yard, a ghostly bus will glide. A schoolma'am at the steering wheel and lively kids inside.
Wow, I'm scared. I'm really scared. That was prodigious, Siah. This is called effort. This is called hard work. Oh my God, I'm so happy to watch this, Siah. You were exemplary. Now, let's move on to the next level of exemplariness. How about it, since it's William Shakespeare's birthday, and we cannot celebrate his birthday without his monologues. So let's welcome our first monologue performer, Gurbani Sablok, who will share a very important piece from the famous Merchant of Venice. Gurbani, the stage is all yours.
Certainly, my conscience will serve me to run away from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow, tense, saying to me, Khusshbo, Lancelot, Khusshbo, good Lancelot, good Khusshbo, oh, good Lancelot, Khusshbo, use your legs, take the sword, run away. My conscience says, no, or as a voice said, Khusshbo, just run, go running with thy heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pass. Fear, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rise up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. My conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely, my oldest friend knows me, being an honest man's son, or rather, an honest woman's son. For indeed, my father did something smack, something gross too. He had a kind of taste. But my conscience says, Lord, budge not, budge, says the fiend, budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, I say, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should say with the Jew, my master, God bless the man. It's kind of a devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, saving your reverence, the devil himself. Certainly, the Jew is the very devil incarnation, and conscience is the kind of hard conscience, often constantly to stay with the Jew. Fiend gives the more friendly advice. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your commandment. I will run.
Wow. I am literally in tears. It's just, tears are not rolling out of my eyes. You are awesome. I have no words for you. Gurbani, that was exemplary, prodigious, noteworthy, breathtaking. Wow, I'm already swayed. Now, let's welcome our next performer, Sashrika. What should I speak about Sashrika? She is one of the most brilliant writers, and every time she writes, I actually fell in love with her writing. She is a complete introvert, and yet she is in public speaking. Well, she's one person who has taught me, and who has reaffirmed my faith in the saying, which my teacher once told me, that public speaking is not for introverts or extroverts. Public speaking is a tool through which you can express yourself on stage, or on paper, or on audio. And this I personally feel that Sashrika is able to do convincingly. Can we have a quick audio check of you, Sashrika? Sashrika, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good now.
Great. I would request you to keep the volume a little bit high on your end, because the YouTube is not catching your volume. So let's work on that. Okay, Sashrika, let's hear the most exemplary. Sashrika, let's hear the most exemplary monologue of Portia from Merchant of Venice from you. The stage is all yours.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest it becomes, the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to God himself, this attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. An earthly power doth then show like as gods, when mercy seasons justice, therefore due. Though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render. The deeds of mercy I have spoken thus much, to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow the strict court of Venice, must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
Portia wouldn't be happy more than this after watching your performance. That was awesome. Let's welcome our next performer, Avishi Bagga, to hear a small monologue from the Merchant of Venice. Avishi, the stage is all yours.
Sanya, where I stand, such as I am, throw myself alone. I will not, ambitious in my wish, to wish myself much better. Yet for you, I would be troubled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich, and only to stand high in your account. My might in virtue, beauties, livings, friends, exceeded amount. But the full sum of me is the sum of something which in gross is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpracticed, happy in this. She is not yet so old, but she may learn happier than this. She is not bred so dull, but she can learn. Happiest of all is a gentle spirit. It commits itself to be yours, to be directed. As from her lord, her governor, her king, myself, and what's mine to you and yours is now converted. But now I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queener myself, and even now, but now this house, these servants, and the same myself, are yours, my lord. I give them to you with this ring, which when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love, and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Avishi, I have no words. Seriously, this girl had the habit of speaking the fast. She used to speak fast and loud. And it is very difficult to make a slow speaker into a fast speaker and a low-pitched speaker into a high-pitched speaker. And with Sashrika, she is naturally a slow speaker and a naturally low-pitched speaker. And Avishi is naturally a high-pitch and a fast-pitch speaker. And both of them this time has actually altered the role. This is called 2 years of effort. Oh my God. I'm still in tears, but tears are not rolling out. Awesome. I'm thoroughly enjoying the performances. Let's welcome our third performer, Jashme, on stage to mesmerize us, to sway us with her great performance. Just me, the stage is all yours. Break a leg.
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft in the Rialto, you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still I have borne with it, with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me a misbeliever, a cutthroat dog, and for use of that which is mine own. Well now, it appears you need my help. Go to then, you come to me, and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You that did void your room upon my beard, and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur. Over your threshold, money is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath the dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low, and in a bondman's key, with bated breath and whispering humbleness, say this, fair sir, you spat on me Wednesday last. You spurn me such a day, and another time you call me a dog. And for these courtesies, I lend you thus much money?
Wow. This is called Love for Shakespeare. Jashme has joined recently and she has barely attended classes, and all what she did today has been her heart and soul. Jashme, I'm super duper proud of you. And your love for Shakespeare was, oozing out with each and every movement of your body, each and every breath, and each and every word that you were speaking. You were brilliant, prodigious, absolutely stunning. I am swayed by you. Let's welcome our next performer not for William Shakespeare. Now William Shakespeare is done enough. Let's move on to the third section, which is the prepared speeches. And our first prepared speech will be presented to you by Pratyush, who is a strong protagonist for indoor sports. And his reasons are going to definitely convince you that indoor sports is for everybody. Pratyush, the stage is all yours.
Are you one of those parents or teachers who support outdoor games more than indoor games or criticize outdoor games? You must listen to my theory. Today's generation of children is often criticized for staying inside too much or not going out enough. Indeed, playing soccer and climbing trees have been replaced with TV consoles and mobile games. Much to the despair of some parents, it is easy to mark the benefits of outdoor play. But is outdoor play truly better than indoor play? Well, let's debunk a few. Indoor play is not just sitting around and staring at a screen. It can involve anything from painting and arts and crafts. You may say that indoor play does not contain physical activity, but I strongly disagree with you. The game of hide and seek is a perfect example because it contains physical activity. Playing in for example, storytelling, arts and craft, improve our means creativeness and make us inventive. Do you know the game of shutter means badminton contains hand-eye coordination? Because when cock is coming, you have to hit at the right time. But the most core do you know the most core disadvantages of outdoor games is because of the unpredictable nature. Once I was playing football and I fractured my leg and I missed 10 days of school. Once I was playing rugby, then it suddenly started raining and I got an obnoxious score. And again, I missed my 10 days of school. That's why it depends on which country you live in. That's why I love indoor games.
Wow, Pratyush, even with this kind of health, you managed to pull off the speech flawlessly. And this was your first speech ever on stage. You have performed innumerable stories and poetry with us before, but this speech was beyond my. I just have no words. Seriously, Pratyush, you were so awesome, and I'm proud of you. Let's welcome on stage our next speaker, Siah Mittal, who will tell us that how teenagers struggle for friendship. Siah, the stage is all yours.
Have you ever had a friend whom you really trust, but suddenly, one fine day, they break it? Well, one of the reasons why teenagers can't make good friends for life is because at this stage, many teenagers want to be popular. And as soon as they get the opportunity of being with popular friends or even a larger group of kids, they grab it. Teenagers suffer from attention grabbing syndrome, which makes them unaware of the healthy and unhealthy friendships available around them. Teenagers flow with glamorous ones. They don't value the friends they already have until they lose them. This happened with my best friend Meera. We have been friends since playgroup, as 10 years. Recently, she started to become good friends with this popular girl named Dia. They both became best friends. I was happy for Meera. But on her birthday, Dia didn't wish her. Meera felt angry and gloomy at the same time. She realized that Dia never really cared about her. Meera would mostly come up to Dia and talk to her. If she didn't, Dia wasn't really bothered. I then explained to her that since you were so naive, Dia could easily gain your trust. She also realized that when she went to gain the attention of this popular friend, she started losing me. You should never be so gullible that you give another person so much power that they can easily break your trust. My dear fellow teenagers, I understand that the teenage period is hard and tumultuous. But at this juncture, robust friendship is going to be our strongest pillar of support. Friends are the only cement that will hold all of us together. We need to trust our friends and not flow with the glamorous part of the world. Friendship is just like a seed that needs constant watering, sun, and air in the form of love, trust, and presence. Only then it shall bloom. I believe that even if you want to make more friends, never leave the hands of the friends you already have.
Awesome. Awesome. I will never leave your hands, Siah. That is for sure. And I have realized one thing, that the more you guys trouble me during the class, you guys, really outperform. You supersede my expectations at the time of performance. Siah, I have no words. You were prodigious, you were brilliant. And what lovely marked movement. And ladies and gentlemen, just for your information, all these speeches are written originally by these students. These are their personal experiences, personal narratives, which they have woven in words, and it's not easy. So kudos to you, Siah, and let's move forward and welcome our third performer, Sashrika, on stage. And she is also going to tell us how teenagers struggle with body image. And this is something I'm sure we all have gone through. I have gone through a lot. Sashrika, the stage is all yours.
Hey, Miss Potbelly, four-eyed boy, skinny girl, lanky boy, Mr. Fatso. Has any one of you ever encountered such titles or tags during your teenage life for yourself or anyone else around you? Well, everyone, I'm Sashrika, a 12-year-old teenager, and when I was in my early preteen period, my classmates used to tell me that my teeth looked like bottle openers. This used to leave me embarrassed. I started disliking myself. Unfortunately, I had a strong support system at home, which helped me handle it maturely. But the problem doesn't stop there. Body shaming is one of the biggest challenges for today's generation. Society has created unhealthy beauty standards for others, but they ridicule those same standards when they're not at par. Today's teen is under the constant pressure of looking good in front of others. Instead of focusing on good nutrition, they're talking about how they can resort to a ketogenic diet or a paleo diet just to fit into that hot three-piece suit or hot pants. This constant rut of body image forces a teenager to either change their true self and try to become someone else. In the due course, they end up losing their confidence, self esteem, and most importantly, their true self. In this whole scenario, the culprit and the victim are both teenagers. Teens get easily judged in places like schools, buildings, societies, colleges, public places, etc. Teenagers are judged because maybe at age 12 they didn't have a smaller waist, less body hair, and thinner thighs. At age 16, they're judged for not having a smaller waist, fuller hips, or a smaller nose. It's not about the age, but teens are bullied based on anything. They're bullied for not being perfect. For example, my friend is heavy, but whenever she looks at slim people around, her first sentence is, I wish I had a body like her. The same thoughts come to my slim friends. The thoughts are that I wish I wasn't this lanky. A little flesh would have been good. Why do we need to compare ourselves with others? Why do we need to change ourselves? Why teenagers are focusing on their body size chart more than their skills chart? Everybody is unique, and so is their body structure. Bullying because of body imperfections is rising rapidly. I feel one of the core reasons why teenagers bully their fellow teens is out of jealousy. Jealousy is a poison that enters our mind through certain comparisons and then later on turns into a disease. It's good to have, nowadays you can find mental health counselors in every well to do school. It's good to have mental health counselors, but why can't we just eliminate the disease from its roots? Today's teen is suffering from trauma, depression, self harm, low esteem, and borderline personality disorders. In extreme cases, it even leads to suicide. Who likes to read the news of a young, vibrant girl who committed suicide because of her body structure, because she was bullied for her body structure? I remember the news of a 22-year-old aspiring fashion designer committing suicide in East Delhi. She indicated in her suicide note that she was a victim of body shaming, and she couldn't take the pressure anymore. Some teenagers are feel insecure because they think that the other person is better than them. They feel like the only way to rise above is by putting the other person down. Why do we need to compare ourselves with others? Why can't we compare our own current self with our old self? Why can't we measure our progress from past to present? Today, let us take a vow that we will not feel inadequate when we find someone better than us. Instead, we'll take that extra mile to reach there or tell ourselves that maybe this position isn't for us. Next time, when you meet a heavy or lanky teen, tell them appreciate them for the good qualities with statements like, hey, I like your hairstyle, or hey, you do amazing artwork. Take a vow that you won't judge them. Judging anyone is belittling yourself. If you are a school authority or building society, create awareness programs through expert counselors on raising self-esteem, self-confidence, and a robust personality. Who believes in the potential. To that note, I would urge all my fellow teenage friends to bring their complete attention and focus on nurturing and upgrading their skills chart more than their body growth chart. I would encourage them to stop comparing themselves with others and judging others. These few steps will help us replace demotivating statements like, hey fatso, with empowering statements like, hey gorgeous. Which one would you like to choose?
I will definitely choose, hey, gorgeous. Sashrika, you were brilliant. You're not only gorgeous in your soul, but your voice is absolutely touching the chords and the emotions, stirring up all the relevant emotions as mentioned in the speech. Let's welcome our next brilliant speaker, Gurbani, who is again touching a very sensitive topic about judgments. Judgments. Oh my God, we deal with judgments every second, every moment. Gurbani, the stage is all yours.
Every time you walk out that, you straighten down your clothes. This cellulite doesn't show. Why don't we let the cellulite show? Because that starts the journey of judgment. What is judgment? It's nothing but a cycle of changing yourself constantly for society. We can witness a day without the sun, but never a day without judgment. Judgment is of two types, positive and negative. Both have their own roles, but the negative overpowers the positive so much, it's frightening. Some statements have such a deep impact that they tend to last a lifetime. It's become human nature to criticize everything we see. All we do is look for flaws. In this population of 8 billion, everyone wants to be on top. And how do they do this? By pulling the others down. From academics to job, from health to wealth, judgment awaits you everywhere. I remember my teacher once told me that her college mates often pulled her down because she wasn't carrying a fancy smartphone, rather just a simple phone for calling purposes only. She heard statements like, I know you can afford fancy smartphones like we can. This shattered my teacher's self-confidence on her ability to spend money. And guess what? She still doesn't spend money on smartphones just because of that statement made during her college years. Teenagers are just intensively based on academics. From marks secured to subjects picked in high school. We get judged everywhere, every time. For example, whenever someone asks me the subject I picked, all I get to hear is, oh, you do that? That's very tough. Like, of course I can do that. And this has been creating a negative impression that I won't be able to do it. And I might need to drop some subject. So please stop copy-pasting your beliefs and let us be. We live in the 21st century, where we say we have advanced. But have we? Parents are still forcing their kids for knowledge. Otherwise, society will judge. If you're single, they'll make fun. If you're dating, they'll ask for marriage. If you're married, then ask for good news. Give us a break. All this judgment gives in so much pressure that the people unwillingly get married, just so society can be happy. But judgment never knows when to stop, now does it? Let's close our eyes and imagine. You're on vacation, relaxing, eating, sleeping, just enjoying yourself to the fullest. You might have gained a kg or two. All right, let's open our eyes because we're back home. Should have locked the door because all I hear now is, ooh, someone's big. Honestly, it's saddening. Such little changes can bring in such drastic statements. And these statements can cost someone their life. What joy does it give to anyone when they make a judgmental comment or statement on someone else? And even if it helps them money, fame, or success. We all know the answer to that question. I'm not asking you to stop judging, because trust me, that's impossible. All I'm asking you is to make your judgments positive and progressive. For example, the next time you see someone not carrying a smartphone, appreciate the simplicity. We can all have smartphones in this highly digitalized world, but can we all have the time? And if you're really that desperate to tell an unmarried boy to get married, try thinking about how successful he is in life. Maybe your thoughts will change. And oh, please don't underwhelm a child based on academics. It's painful. And to all those on vacation out there, go grab that bowl of ice cream that's calling out to you. You deserved it. But, leave some space where people can walk without the apprehension of being judged.
Oh, Gurbani, trust me, I am already looking to my Swiggy account and feel like ordering a bowl of ice cream, though I don't judge people at all. Today is my best day. You guys are like my rock stars, my strongest pillar, which I feel I have actually created through my hands. You know, I feel so proud of you. Each one of you guys, I'm overwhelming. I'm really falling short of words. Okay, the word wizard really needs to come down on earth and help me to find suitable words. Now let's welcome our final performer, Avishi Bagga, who has a very, very valid speech for all the parents and all the teenagers. And that is stress because of examinations. Avishi, the stage is all yours.
Exams. So stressful for the teens. Thankfully, the main exams, the half yearlies and the finals come only once a year. That means that the whole year is filled with exams. Do you know what exam gives? It is not marks, it is not certificates, but only one thing: stress. Oh my God. This stress is mainly related to these examinations, which get severe day by day for the children's health. So now, let us understand what this everyday audible word stress is. Stress is a specific and a non-specific response of the body to any kind of psychological pressure, unwanted forces due to the environmental effects. The examination stress is a result of the examination pressure that we get from the exams, which is harmful for our health. This can result in muscle pain, muscle tension, indigestion, sleep difficulties, pounding heartbeat, fast or slow breathing, chest discomfort, change in appetite, constipation, diarrhea, and so much more. And during exams, the teens are mentally blocked after studying for 16 hours a day. After a point, they just want to break for a fraction of minutes. But during that break, what usually happens? Our parents walk in, and what do they say? Why are you not studying? The pressure, it gets worse because the parents are not supportive most of the time. According to me, most Indian parents have a conditional love, which mainly depends upon the marks that we secured. For example, you scored a B+ on one of your exams. What do your parents usually do? They stop talking to you, and when you go to the market with them, and someone would ask, "Oh, is there a child? They are so cute." What would your parents reply with? They would usually say, No, that's not my child. This is just a girl who gets a B plus on her exams. These words act like a sword for the teen who is developing self-confidence. Just imagine, there's no support at home. Then how will we progress? Now come the nosy Indian aunties and uncles. The stress from the parents is not enough. These nosy Indian neighbor aunties and uncles will add up to the stress that you're already lacking. When they visit you, what is your first question when they see you? How are the exams going on, beta? Just why can't they ask a simple question? How are you doing? How are you today? Trust me, during exams, if you ask about the exams, that itself is stressful. Now that I have already told you the problems, what are the solutions? How can we even deal with this? We can deal with the stress of exams while working upon our daily routine. Well, if we go out to study and play, for example, we study in the park or study on the rooftop or study in the balcony, you will get the fresh air and you can also look at the birds around you and the nature, reminding you what life is mainly about. Some tricks and tips that I usually take are, my mom usually picks out some videos for me to watch which are related to the topics, and I make notes at the same time. Something that I don't understand, I'll either rewatch the video again or that topic, or my mother will just explain it to me if the video is too long. This way, I don't have to learn, as I can mentally understand it easily, and I get the satisfaction that I watch TV. Now, another tip is that first you need to find out your way of studying. For example, some students can only understand topics or can learn topics after writing them, while others can understand by reading or speaking them out loud. And as far as the comments from others are concerned, I just feel that dirty drawings on the blackboard, which I can erase immediately by ignoring them. I believe in myself and I know that I'm giving my 110% in my work with complete honesty. I don't even give others the right to give me a certificate. Hence, I'm contented and not stressed at all. We always have a choice in our work. And thus, now I would like to know, what would you choose, stress or effort in your work? Thank you.
I would definitely choose efforts in my work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I'm really overwhelmed. I have no words. I would request all the participants to switch on their videos, come on stage, and guys, you guys were brilliant, excellent, prodigious. I really have no words. Seriously, you all have taken the performances to the next level. Congratulations, extremely proud of each one of you. And those who are watching us on YouTube. Well, I am Khusshbo and these are the staff students of mine. And today I really feel that, I have learned from their performances that hard work can really give you. And they have really taught me today. I don't think so I have facilitated any session for them. I feel so proud of each one of you. So congratulations, guys, proud of you. And I'm Khusshbo, founder and director of Not Just Tales. You can follow us on all social media channels. And this is important to say on YouTube. Do follow us. If you're looking for sessions, do meet us. And thank you. Now we can stop this YouTube